Afternoon. I would like to call to order this meeting of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York. As our first order of business, on behalf of the entire board and indeed the entire CUNY community, I want to welcome Chancellor James B. Milliken to his first board meeting. I know many of you attended the inspiring, really excellent welcome reception we hosted on June 16th in honor of the Chancellor's appointment and to celebrate CUNY's 2014 valedictorians. I think all of you who were there would agree that it was a great event. Mr. Chancellor, I know you've been hard at work since June 1st and even a couple of months before that, and we will hear from you later on when we ask you for your first report on CUNY activities as Chancellor. But let me once again indicate how pleased we all are that you decided to return to New York City to lead our great university. Thank you. We will be going into executive session at the end of this first public meeting to discuss personnel matters, and I anticipate that the board will then reconvene in a second brief public session after our executive session. I would like to now read the usual public notice. The meetings of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York are open to the public, and the board welcomes the interest of those who attend. The public has ample opportunity to communicate with the board. Public hearings on the board's policy calendar are scheduled 1 week prior to the board's regular meetings, and members of the public who wish to communicate with the board are invited to express their views at these public hearings. Furthermore, the board holds additional public hearings each year in each of the 5 boroughs at which members of the public may also speak. In addition, written communications to the board are routinely distributed to all trustees. The board must carry out the functions assigned to it by law and therefore cannot tolerate conduct by members of the public that disrupts its meetings. In the event of disruptions, including noise, which interferes with board discussion, after appropriate warning, I will ask the security staff to remove persons engaging in disruptive conduct. The university may seek disciplinary and/or criminal sanctions against persons who engage in conduct that violates the university's rules or state laws, which prohibit interference with the work of public bodies. May I now request that everyone take a moment to mute your cell phone or BlackBerry? As usual, CUNY TV is transmitting this public session of the board meeting live on cable channel 75. The meeting is also being webcast live at www.cuny.edu /livestream, providing service via personal computers and mobile devices. The public session of this board meeting will be available as a podcast within 24 hours and can be accessed via the CUNY website. Please join me in congratulating Trustee Terrence Martell, who was elected to a new 2-year term as chair of the University Faculty Senate on May 13th. Congratulations. And I would like to congratulate Trustee Carol Robles-Roman for receiving an Exemplary Community Service Award from the Puerto Rican Bar Association Scholarship Fund at its 57th annual gala event on May 14th. At this time, I would like to congratulate Ostos Community College Public Safety Chief Arnaldo Barnabe, who was one of 6 New York public servants to receive a 2014 Sloan Public Service Award from the Fund for the City of New York. Chief Barnabe is the first ever CUNY classified civil service employee to receive this great honor, the first ever. The chief is sitting in the audience, as are a number of his colleagues who are here to join us in recognizing this great event. Chief, would you please stand up so we can congratulate you? I would like to thank my fellow trustees who delivered greetings from the board at the May and the June 2014 CUNY commencements that took place over the past several weeks. You represented the university with great dedication, and we deeply appreciate it. The board held its Bronx Borough hearing together with its public hearing on the board's June 2014 calendar on Monday, June 23rd. Trustee Carol Robles Roman chaired the hearing, which was also attended by trustees Hugo Morales, Rita DiMartino, and Mohammed Arshad, members of the Chancellery and the Bronx College presidents. A summary of the proceedings has been circulated to the trustees and the Chancellor's cabinet, and transcripts are available in the office of the Secretary. We extend our deepest sympathies to the family of Medgar Evers College student Stephen Middleton on the tragic loss of their son last week. He was scheduled to graduate from Medgar Evers College next year, and he celebrated his 21st birthday this past month. I also want to extend our deepest condolences to the family of longtime New York State Senator Roy Goodman, who passed away on June 3rd. His many accomplishments over 3 decades of public service included his successful sponsorship of legislation in the New York State Senate that helped the university relocate the CUNY Graduate School and University Center from West 42nd Street to its current great location at 365 Fifth Avenue. We also deeply mourn the passing of a rare gem of a lady, Ms. Ruby Dee, who passed away on June 11th. One of New York City's adopted daughters, Ms. Dee, was a Hunter College High School graduate and a Hunter College alumna, class of 1945. Ms. Dee joined the Aaron Copland School of Music at Queens College Orchestra and Chorus in 2009, along with the Riverdale Inspirational Choir and New York City Labor Choir in honor of Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. She will be sorely missed. We are also deeply saddened by the passing of Eli Wallach on June 24th at the age of 98. One of his generation's most prominent character actors in film, on the stage, and on television for more than 60 years, Mr. Wallach graduated with a master's degree in education from the City College of New York in 1938. Last but not least, at the recent CUNY Athletics Conference, CUNYAC basketball championships, which were broadcast live via ESPN3. York College defeated the College of Staten Island to capture the men's championship. Baruch College defeated Hunter College to win the women's championship. Congratulations to the College of Staten Island's Ilona Stoico, Baruch College's Stephen Caniglio, and the Bronx Community College duo of O'Shea Miller and Katarzina Urena on their selection as 2014 CUNY AC Scholar Athletes of the Year. Congratulations. May I now call on Trustee Valerie Beal to announce college and faculty honors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. CUNY Artist in Residence Program Fall Guest Performing Artist Brandon Jacobs Jenkins recently won 2 Obies for his play Appropriate and Octoroon, which premiered this past year. Congratulations. Baruch College National Science Professor David Gruber was among 14 people worldwide chosen for the National Geographic Society's Emerging Explorers Program, which recognizes scientists and innovators. CUNY School of Journalism's New York City City News Service was recently named the best news site of its kind in the nation by the Society of Professional Journalists. Congratulations to them. The Aspen Institute College Excellence Program named LaGuardia Community College as one of the nation's top 150 community colleges eligible to compete for the 2015 Aspen Prize. Congratulations and good luck. The National Council on Teacher Quality has ranked Hunter College's School of Education #1 in New York State. In addition, 2 of the school's programs rank among the top 10 nationally, and Hunter physics professor Janos Bergu received the Order of Merit of the Republic of Hungary for his internationally recognized scholarship. Congratulations. 5 City College faculty members received Fulbright Awards. They are Dr. Adiyinka Akinsi Smith, Akusolo Smith, Dr. Daniel Silvaro, Dr. Tatiana Klein, Dr. Jake Levinson, and Dr. Andrea Weiss. In addition, Dr. Rahan Menon was appointed a Global Ethics Fellow by the Carnegie Council for Ethics in International Affairs. Congratulations to all. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. May I now call on Trustee Carol Robles-Roman to announce student and alumni honors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 3 Macaulay Honors College at Baruch College students have won coveted fellowships. Anastasia Korolkova was selected for an American Association of University Women Selected Professions Fellowship. Santiago Mikai was selected for the 2014 New York City Urban Fellows Program, and Jolene Gurovec won a Venture for America Fellowship. Also, Macaulay Honors College at Hunter College student Hunter Gross won a prestigious David Boren Undergraduate Scholarship. Congratulations. CUNY Graduate Center students Andrew Corey Green and Brian Patrick Jones won Fordham Foundation pre-doctoral fellowships, which provide 3 years of support for graduate study and an annual stipend of $20,000. Congratulations. 3 additional CUNY students received Fulbright grants. They are Jesse Chaffee of City College and Erica Rose Thomas, and Madiha Wahab of Hunter College. Congratulations. 4 CUNY students received prestigious Benjamin Gilman Scholarship sponsored by the U.S. Department of State. They are Shoya Dixon and Sarah Hurd of City College, Lily Hassan of Brooklyn College, and Dennis Lee of Baruch College. 7 CUNY Community College students won Kaplan 2014 Leadership Program scholarships. They are Chadwick Frederick of Borough Manhattan Community College, Christina Quiles of Gutman Community College, Brittany Dennis, Jean Max Mezzalon, Perez Shaw, and Yolanda Watson of Kingsborough Community College, and Edemir Castano of LaGuardia Community College. Congratulations. LaGuardia Community College student Selma Dobrowski was selected to participate in the National Science Foundation 2014-15 research program titled Research Experiences for Undergraduates in Satellite and Ground-Based Remote Senses at CREST 2. Wow. Congratulations. Queens College's Jingsheng Yu became the first ever CUNY student to win a Jack Kent Cook Foundation 2014 Graduate Arts Award. It provides up to $50,000 per year for up to 3 years for exceptional students with financial need to study at an accredited graduate institution in the United States or abroad. Ms. Yu is planning to attend Yale University. Congratulations. Mr. Chairman, that includes my report.
Thank you very much. You have a list of grants and gifts received by the university since our May 5th, 2014 meetings. It's available around the table and in the trustees' meeting books. May I now call on Chancellor J.B. Milliken to present his report on recent activities at the university.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and repeat something that I have said often over the past few months, which is to thank the members of this board for the exceptional honor and opportunity to serve as Chancellor of the City University of New York. I also thank you for the very generous welcome that you have provided both Nana and me on our return to New York City. I'm especially grateful for the wonderful reception held on June 16th, where Nana and I met so many of CUNY's valedictorians. As is the case with so many of the students I've met over this past month, their extraordinary stories and achievements are inspiring. I thank my colleagues, the presidents and deans, members of the Chancellery, and the faculty, staff, and students and alumni who greeted me with so much encouragement and commitment. I want to join the chair in congratulating Trustee Terry Martell on his election to a new 2-year term. He has already provided me with much valuable perspective and advice. I'm delighted that former Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Lexa Logue will be with us today at this meeting, and the reception to follow. Her service to CUNY has been marked by academic distinction, distinguished leadership, and exemplary dedication. We're a much better institution today thanks to her extraordinary commitment and hard work. Today marks the end of my first month at the City University of New York. I began my first day just 4 weeks ago, meeting with the Council of Presidents and later the members of the board at committee meetings. So it's a fitting close to the month to again be meeting with the presidents and the trustees at a meeting. It's been a great month, a month filled with the joy of graduations. I join with the chair in thanking all the trustees who brought greetings to 48,000 CUNY graduates who fulfilled degree requirements this academic year. It was a special privilege for me to participate in 4 commencement ceremonies: Ostos Community College, the CUNY Graduate Center, LaGuardia Community College, and the Macaulay Honors College. I was also able this month to participate in the Peter Jennings Laurel Award Scholarship Program, which awarded scholarships to 11 CUNY high school equivalency graduates who are now enrolled in CUNY colleges as freshmen, an amazing group of motivated and talented students of all ages. Last Thursday, I had the opportunity to speak at the 1199 SEIU graduation ceremony. They've developed a unique partnership with CUNY, leading to major initiatives to address educational needs of healthcare workers in the industry, including educating 6,000 of their members this year who attended CUNY schools. I look forward to addressing the graduates at the Gutman Community College's inaugural commencement ceremony in August. Because of all this, I have been fortunate in the first month on the job to have seen the amazing breadth and depth of CUNY, to meet with a broad and diverse student population, GED graduates, 1199 healthcare graduates, graduates at our community colleges, our senior colleges, PhDs, and to meet CUNY-wide valedictorians. There are few places in the country, and it is frequently impressed upon me in this last month, where you can start with a GED and finish with a PhD, a highly regarded PhD at the same institution. That is the breadth and the depth of CUNY. I've also had the opportunity to meet scores of our talented and dedicated faculty, including retired faculty, when I attended and spoke at an annual PSC retiree spring luncheon. I'm told the first time a chancellor has done so. I'm honored to join this distinguished group of scholars, and I intend to do everything I can to help them be successful. It's been an incredible introduction, and my education continues this summer with visits to each CUNY campus. Over the last 2 weeks, I visited the Bronx Community College, Lehman College, and Brooklyn College, meeting with the president, faculty, students, and staff, and taking tours of those 3 beautiful campuses. Next week, I'll visit LaGuardia Community College, Kingsborough Community College, and Baruch. Maybe I could start my visit now. We will spend time on the remaining campuses during the months of July and August, concluding with the Borough of Manhattan Community College on August 28th, after which I intend to file a paper called How I Spent My Summer Vacation. It's been a busy month in terms of addressing opportunities for leadership, and I will discuss with the board in executive session my recommendation for the presidencies of those campuses where presidential searches were underway. At this time, I'd like to mention some other items of interest to the board. First, with regard to city updates. On June 19th, an agreement on the city budget for the fiscal year 2015 was announced. We are very grateful to both Mayor de Blasio and Speaker Mark Viverito and other members of the City Council for their strong support of CUNY in this year's budget. On the operating budget side, $11 million was provided for Academic Achievement Awards, a merit-based scholarship program that will be available to our students. This initiative was crafted by our elected student government leaders, who were well organized by the University Student Senate. The students worked collaboratively and effectively with the university and with the City Council Higher Education Committee to ensure the inclusion of this funding in the final budget. Special thanks and congratulations goes to Mohammed Arshad, chairperson of the University Student Senate and a student member of CUNY's board, for his leadership of this student-driven effort, one of many that he has led to ensure CUNY remains accessible and affordable to talented New York students. Thank you, Trustee Arshad. In addition, fiscal year 2015 budget includes restorations for CUNY Prep, Citizenship Now, and various centers and institutes. An additional $1.5 million has been provided to the university's Professional Development Institute, which has been contracted by the city to train hundreds of new pre-kindergarten teachers as part of Mayor de Blasio's commitment to early childhood education. In all, a total of $18 million was added to CUNY's operating budget at adoption, a significant achievement. These funds are in addition to the increase that was provided to CUNY in the mayor's executive budget, where $18.9 million was allocated for the STEM Support Expansion Initiative, covering the expansion of our successful ASAP program, research fellowships, a cooperative education program, summer tuition subsidies, and additional academic advisors. The mayor's multi-year agreement will grow to $51 million in fiscal year 2017. The unprecedented level of support from the mayor and city council will help continue to strengthen our community colleges and enhance services to our students. On the capital budget side, the fiscal year 2015 executive budget provides CUNY with $429 million over 5 years, which includes mayoral, city council, and borough president funding. After 2 years of negotiations, the City Office of Management and Budget and CUNY came to a final agreement on matching the balance of existing funding for community college critical maintenance projects. The city budget will include $35.5 million in additional mayoral funds. These additions will allow several large critical maintenance projects to advance at the community colleges, including the next phases of the Bronx Community College campus-wide utilities project, ongoing renovations of floors at Ostos Community College 500 Grand Concourse building, and roof and building envelope projects. Moving on to the state. The first announcement, which gives me great pleasure, is to repeat something previously announced, but to recognize that trustee Barry Schwartz was confirmed unanimously by the New York State Senate. Congratulations. The legislative session ended shortly later, 10 days ago. Both houses passed the in-state tuition rate bill for veterans, which CUNY supported. This bill waives the residency time requirements to be eligible for in-state tuition. And as you know, the Board of Trustees had previously established this change as a matter of policy for CUNY. On the capital side, the fiscal year 2014-15 state budget included $67 million in new appropriations, which includes $37.5 million for a new college science facility at Brooklyn College, $22.5 million for the Computational Center building at the College of Staten Island, $2 million for science labs at Queens College, and $5 million for the Steiner Studio Film Studio at Brooklyn College. New state capital funding for fiscal year 2014-15 totals $512 million. Total state capital funding available, new and reappropriated, is $3.2 billion for senior and community colleges. On the federal side, thank goodness there are only 3 levels of government I can go through here. CUNY's been paying close attention to federal support for major awards and scholarship programs, including the Fulbright program, which is an important and necessary opportunity for global exchange and understanding. This year, 22 CUNY students and 14 faculty members were awarded Fulbrights to research, study, and work abroad. I shared with you earlier a letter I sent 2 weeks ago to Congresswoman Nita Lowey expressing my strong support for efforts to preserve current funding levels for the Fulbright program, as well as my concern that this important program would be sharply constrained if proposed reductions were allowed to stand. Since foreign travel and semesters abroad are out of reach for many of CUNY's students, and since the majority of our graduates remain in New York after graduation, the Fulbright opportunity is a significant one for CUNY and for the region. I'm pleased to report that the relevant committees in both houses have acted to include the complete restoration of funds to the Fulbright program, signifying a successful advocacy campaign on behalf of this program. I also want to report on CUNY's response to the new federal legal requirements, the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2013, for educating incoming students and new employees on sexual harassment and sexual assault, which must be fully implemented by the fall 2014 academic semester. To ensure compliance with both federal and state law, all CUNY campuses are required to implement education programs on sexual harassment and sexual assault that will address all topics covered under the laws. In addition, CUNY campuses must maintain records that reflect the nature of the educational programs offered, materials used or distributed, and the manner in which these programs are publicized in the venues they're offered. Work is underway now. I'm also pleased to report that starting this summer, CUNY will be joining the National Student Achievement Measure, or SAM. It is a joint effort of the 6 major national higher education organizations that represent the vast majority of U.S. colleges and universities, intended to develop a better system of data to provide a comprehensive picture about student success rates, better than currently provided by the IPED's graduation reports. About 400 2- and 4-year colleges are contributing data to the SAM database, and the CUNY Central Office will report information for all of our colleges. Under SAM, in addition to standard data on retention and graduation, CUNY will report the number of students who transfer out of CUNY as their enrollment and graduation status. Currently, that is not included in the IPED's data system, and it leaves out a significant number of successful students. I also signed on to the nationwide President's and Chancellor's call to support the Common Core state standards, joining many of my colleagues in higher education, including SUNY Chancellor Nancy Zimpher and New York State Commissioner of Education John King. This is an effort from leaders in higher education to support high academic standards for K-12 students to improve college readiness and ultimately college access and success. Common Core standards are among the most promising and prominent efforts to date. A brief update on enrollment. At the end of June, we expect to see a slight decrease in the number of new students. We do appear, however, to be on target to enroll almost as many new students as we had in the fall of 2013 this fall. We continue to have challenges with some graduate programs, which will be a subject of attention by the presidents and me. I'm pleased to announce the following grants. The Pinkerton Foundation awarded $1.5 million over 2 years for a program that will link campus staff, college, and community resources to help more students earn a college degree. The program will be coordinated by Senior University Dean John Mogilescu's office and Graduate NYC. Dean Mogilescu also received a 6-year grant of approximately $1 million from the Dell Foundation for the Graduate NYC project to support the establishment and launch of the College Completion Innovation Fund. The Sloan Foundation has awarded over $1.1 million over 3 years to provide renewed support to encourage promising early career scientists at both student and faculty levels. This grant will be administered by Vice Chancellor Jillian Small. Now, some congratulations to Dean Michelle Anderson on receiving the Diversity and Inclusion Champion Award from the New York City Bar Association on June 18, 2014. Congratulations, Michelle. President Marcia Keyes on receiving the Caribbean Achievers Award for Education at the 4th Annual Caribbean Heritage Month celebration, June 18, 2014. Congratulations, President Keyes. I tweeted on this, and it was one of the most heavily liked tweets of the month. You have some fans. President Jeremy Travis on receiving the Achievement Award from the Center for Evidence-Based Crime Policy at George Mason University in recognition of his contributions to the movement to ensure that our criminal justice policies reflect strong research. He also chaired the committee of the National Academy of Sciences that just produced and released a report on the causes and consequences of high incarceration rates in the United States. Congratulations, President Travis. Senior Vice Chancellor and Board Secretary Jay Hershenson was presented with the Education Leadership Award, naming him Educator of the Year by the Board of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade on May 21, 2014. He also accepted the Friend of National Organization of Italian American Women Award on behalf of CUNY. Congratulations, Jay. Vice Chancellor Iris Weinschall on being named Chair of the Board of the Prospect Park Alliance. She was also recently named to the board of the MTA and also received the New York Excellence in Academic Facilities and Planning Award by the Society of American Registered Architects New York Council on June 24, 2014. Congratulations. Congratulations to the award winners. Thank you again for a very warm reception this last month and a welcome to CUNY. The best news I have is that I won't have another report until September, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Are there questions or comments from the board about the Chancellor's report? All right, we'll move now to the items that require a vote of the board. I would like to move the adoption of the Chancellor's University Report for June 30, 2014, including addenda and errata. You will find a copy of this report at the table. May I have a second? Second. Any questions on the university report? Then all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? The report is adopted. I would also like to move the approval of the minutes of our regular board meeting and the executive session of May 5th, 2014. You'll find a copy of the draft minutes behind the Section 2 tab in your meeting books. May I have a second? Second. Any discussion on the draft minutes? Does anyone see anything requiring revision? If not, all in favor, please say aye. 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 Any opposed? Abstentions? The minutes are adopted. We'll turn next to the committee reports, and we'll hear first from the Committee on Fiscal Affairs. May I call on Trustee Joe Loda?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Committee on Fiscal Affairs, the Subcommittee on Audit, and the Subcommittee on Investments met in a joint session on June 2nd. After approval of the minutes of the April meetings, the committee approved the following resolutions. Calendar item 3A is a resolution authorizing the General Counsel to execute a contract on behalf of LaGuardia Community College to purchase building maintenance services. Such purchase shall not exceed a total estimated cost of $3.2 million for the first year of a 5-year term. The college will use these services to provide maintenance to its buildings and its grounds. Mr. Chairman, I move the approval and the adoption of calendar item 3A.
I'll second that. Are there questions for the committee on the LaGuardia maintenance contract? Then all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? That carries.
Calendar item 3B is a resolution requesting that the university adopt an academic excellence fee of $500 per semester for students in the Master of Public Administration program at the Baruch College School of Public Affairs, effective with the fall 2014 semester. The Baruch College School of Public Affairs operates a large and distinguished MPA program that produces more graduates annually than any other MPA program in the United States. The academic excellence fee will permit greater support for career services, more scholarship opportunities, and graduate assistance support. The revenue from this fee will support greater academic capacity overall, and as with the current academic excellence spending in the School of Public Affairs, the large majority will go to direct student services. Mr. Chairman, I move the approval and the adoption of calendar item 3B.
I'll second that. Are there questions on the Baruch College MPA program excellence fee? Are you ready then? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions?
One abstention with comment, Mr. Chair.
An abstention, yes. Do you want to make a comment?
Yes. University Student Senate did not have enough time to reach the elected representation of Baruch College graduate student government to actually support or speak in favor or just comment on it.
Thank you very much. Trustee Loda?
Thank you. Following the approval of action items A and B, Vice Chancellor Sapienza gave a report on the fiscal 2015 city executive budget. Following his report, the Subcommittee on Audit was convened, and after approval of the minutes of the February meeting, the subcommittee approved the fiscal year 2014 audit scope and engagement letter, as well as the engagement letter for the Queens College dormitory offering. After adjourning the Subcommittee on Audit, the Subcommittee on Investments was convened. After approval of the minutes of the subcommittee's April meeting, the meeting adjourned into executive session. A presentation on the short-term investment pool was given, resulting in a resolution being brought forward to the board today. This resolution is calendar item 3C. It is a resolution requesting that the Board of Trustees approve the short-term investment policy as set forth in attachment 1 of the board calendar and approve the creation of the short-term investment pool contemplated therein. This short-term investment policy, or STIP, was drafted in consultation with the university's general counsel and the university's investment consultant, Cambridge Associates, and governs the university's short-term investment of available cash, if any, within the proposed STIP. In order to provide the colleges and related entities with a centralized alternative to money market funds and other low-yielding investment vehicles currently being used in non-day-to-day operating cash balances, the university is proposing the creation of the STIP. The STIP will be a pooled investment vehicle with separate maturity tiers, short, intermediate, and long, and the allocation of which is intended to increase diversification and expected return while maintaining a stipulated liquidity profile. Mr. Chairman, I move the approval and adoption of calendar item 3C.
I'll second that. Are there questions on the investment policy, short-term investment policy? If not, then all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? 3C carries.
Following the short-term investment report, there was an asset allocation review, a manager discussion, and an investment portfolio review by the subcommittee. Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We'll turn next to the Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration. May I call on Trustee Valerie Beal?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will now present for the board's approval the items that the Committee for Faculty, Staff, and Administration considered at its meeting on June 2nd. Our agenda consisted of policy items, naming opportunities, and the appointments of a number of new distinguished professors. For purposes of expediency, I will take some items out of order. I will begin with item 4A, policy on the reporting of alleged misconduct. Recent amendments to the New York State not-for-profit law require education corporations to adopt a policy that sets forth the procedure for the reporting of illegal conduct and prohibiting retaliation against any individual who does so, what is commonly known as whistleblower policy. This policy sets forth that procedure for the City University of New York and provides for prohibitions against retaliation. The Board Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration has reviewed it and recommends its adoption. Mr. Chair, I present item 4A for the Board's consideration.
I'll second that item. There are questions for the committee on the whistleblower policy? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions?
Thank you.
That carries.
Item 4B amends the Charter of Governance at Hostess Community College to synchronize it with CUNY policies, reflect current practices at the college, to comply with the Open Meetings Law, and to increase representation in the College Senate. The amendments have been approved by the College Senate and are recommended by the College President. Mr. Chair, I present item 4B for the Board's consideration.
I'll second that. Are there any questions for the committee on 4B? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? That carries.
I would now like to jump ahead on the calendar and present another policy matter, item 4D, which amends the Board of Trustees' Statement of Policy on Multiple Positions. It is typical for universities to provide support to faculty for research as part of their recruitment packages. For that reason, it is proposed that Section 2D of the Statement of Policy on Multiple Positions be revised to permit the president of a CUNY college or a vice chancellor, as appropriate, to authorize compensation from tax levy funds to support a faculty member's research during the first 3 summers of his or her employment. The compensation will be subject to the same limitations as other summer activities for which the university pays its faculty. That is, the total payment for all CUNY-related summer activities may not exceed 3/9 of the faculty member's annual salary. This policy revision will allow CUNY to be competitive in recruiting and retaining faculty with prominent research agendas. The Board Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration strongly recommends its approval. Mr. Chair, I present item 4D for the Board's consideration.
I'll second that. Are there questions about the research, multiple positions? Yes.
Just a comment, this is an excellent step in the right direction, makes us much more competitive in the academic marketplace. I only wish at some time in the future we could look at the extension of this beyond 3 years, but certainly this is a wonderful addition to our tools. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, most research universities I know allow this at any time of a faculty member's appointment. I seconded it. Are there other questions or comments? If not, then all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? 4D carries.
Thank you. Calendar items 4E and 4F are 2 naming opportunities at the Borough of Manhattan Community College, which I will present together. These namings, which reflect monetary gifts valued in excess of $1.25 million, are as follows: the Defner Foundation Communication Center and the Leela and Simon Peskoff Nursing Skills Laboratory. The Committee on Faculty, Staff, and Administration has reviewed these matters and is pleased to recommend their approval. Mr. Chair, I present items 4E and 4F for the Board's consideration.
I'll second those. Are there questions about the namings? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Those are adopted.
I'm now pleased to present item 4C, which designates 5 new distinguished professors whose appointments take effect September 1st, 2014. The committee has reviewed each of these outstanding appointments and is pleased to recommend their approval. They are Kathy Davidson, Distinguished Professor of English at the Graduate Center; Anthony Tamburi, Distinguished Professor of European Languages and Literature at Queens College; Jean Theo-Harris, Distinguished Professor of Political Science at Brooklyn College; David Wallstreicher, Distinguished Professor of History at the Graduate Center; and Eric Wise, Distinguished Professor of History at the City College of New York. Mr. Chair, I am pleased to present these appointments for the board's approval.
Thank you very much. I'll second those appointments. Are there any questions about the distinguished professorship appointments? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? All those are appointed.
Mr. Chair, I'm delighted to tell the board that 3 of our new distinguished professors are here with us today. I would therefore like to invite Interim President Chase Robinson, President Gould, President C., Interim President Van Geis, and they will present their candidates. First, starting off with Interim President Chase Robinson, who will introduce Professor Davidson.
I could not be more pleased that Kathy Davidson is to join the Graduate Center and the City University of New York. Professor Davidson is an internationally recognized scholar of American studies and widely acknowledged as one of the most brilliant innovators and visionaries in technology and education. Kathy comes to us from Duke, where she served as a Ruth F. DeVarney Professor of English and John Hope Franklin Humanities Institute Professor. She's also co-founder of Haystack, the Humanities, Arts, Science, and Technology Alliance and Collaboratory, a coalition of individuals and institutions dedicated to collaborative thinking about teaching and learning. Professor Davidson's publication record is extraordinary. She has authored or co-authored some 18 books, some 200 scholarly articles, and numerous papers. She's also been the recipient of major grants from the National Science Foundation and the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. In 2011, she was appointed by President Obama to the National Council on the Humanities. Professor Davidson is a scholar of exceptional range and breadth. Her first major book, Revolution in the World, is widely acclaimed as a classic in American literary studies. She has also been acclaimed as an institution builder. In addition to funding a collaboratory and a humanities institute at Duke, she served as vice provost for interdisciplinary studies and created 70 new interdisciplinary programs. In the words of one of her many, many champions, she is a passionate and indefatigable visionary in education and learning. In the words of another, she is a scholar and a public intellectual of the highest order. In addition to her work at the Graduate Center as Distinguished Professor, Kathy will direct the Futures Initiative, a CUNY-wide program that will advance collaborative innovation in higher education involving both faculty and graduate students. I could not be more thrilled than to welcome Kathy Davidson to the Graduate Center and to the university. Her presence will enhance the university's emergence as a national leader in technology and education, interdisciplinary scholarship, and PhD education. Kathy, welcome.
Well, after that beautiful introduction to my new colleagues, Chase, I should mention that when the Chronicle of Higher Education wrote about me, they quoted my most profound statement about the City University of New York, that it was my crush school. And I believe that phrase is going to go down and be attached to me for as long as I'm here, which is going to be for a very long time. It is my crush school. I think we've had a 40-year process nationwide of defunding public education, and the City University of New York has very, very proudly been an exemplar of the best kind of public urban education, and something the entire rest of the nation needs to learn from. That I've been hired here by such distinguished colleagues with such a passionate understanding of the role of higher education in democracy and social justice leaves me quite literally speechless. It's certainly the greatest honor I've ever had in my career, and I am humbled and delighted and thrilled to be starting with all of you tomorrow. So thank you so very much for welcoming me as a colleague.
President Gould.
Thank you. I am delighted, is this on? Yes. I am delighted to introduce Dr. Jean Theo-Harris, Professor of Political Science, as a distinguished professor. Widely recognized as a leading public intellectual on the history of race relations in American politics, Professor Theo-Harris is a gifted, probing, and authoritative scholar who, in the words of Professor Pignell Joseph of Tufts University, is a leading voice of a generation of scholars probing the local, national, and international contours of African American history. Author of a significant body of work on race relations in African American freedom movements, Professor Theo-Harris's most recent study, The Rebellious Life of Rosa Parks, is considered by many to be the definitive biography of this historic and, in many ways, previously unknown freedom fighter. Indeed, this path-breaking work has rapidly become the benchmark study for all future research on Rosa Parks. Letters of recommendation from nationally and internationally recognized experts attest to the prominent position Professor Theo-Harris now holds in her field. She has been described as a brilliant scholar by Professor Imani Perry of Princeton University, and at the top of a very stellar group of historians and social scientists, according to Professor Barbara Ransby of the University of Illinois at Chicago. In the words of Henry Louis Gates, Jr. of Harvard, and I quote, Jean Theo-Harris's scholarship is uniquely far-reaching and comprehensive and is really unmatched in the field. She is in the middle of what will continue to be a career marked both by impressive productivity and singular brilliance. I can think of no one who meets and exceeds the criteria of a CUNY Distinguished Professorship more aptly than Jean F. Theo-Harris, end of quote. In addition to these and other critical accolades, Professor Theo-Harris has received numerous scholarly awards, including the most recent 2014 NAACP Image Award in the biography category. I note as well that Professor Theo-Harris is viewed by her students and her colleagues as an exceptionally talented and thoughtful teacher, as well as a dedicated mentor to students at all levels of study. In view of her outstanding achievements as a scholar and teacher, I am especially pleased to introduce Professor Jean Theo-Harris.
Thank you so much for this incredible honor. I wanted to say how grateful I am to the board, to President Gould, to the Chair of Political Science, Paisley Kerr, and my colleagues at Brooklyn College for this honor, this incredible honor. I am also incredibly honored to get to teach at Brooklyn College. I have been all over the country in the past 18 months. I've given more than 100 talks at universities across the country, and yet from Princeton to San Diego to Michigan State to Bowdoin, I always want to come back to my students at Brooklyn College, because the conversations we have, the kinds of questions they ask, the grace with which they move through the city, the drive and motivation I am humbled by. We live in an incredibly segregated country. We live in a country where much public debate is marked by meanness and bitterness from Twitter to Congress. And yet, on Tuesday evenings in the spring, I taught a class on the politics of race and Russian immigrant Jews and Pakistani Muslims and Haitians and Puerto Ricans and African Americans and white people and gay people and straight people. We sat there and we listened to each other and we disagreed with each other, and mostly we learned from each other. And I think it models what we can be in this nation. So thank you so much for this.
President Quacko.
Thank you. I think that, is this on now? It's on. First of all, Professor Theo Harris, thank you for expressing so beautifully the sentiment of so many of us in the CUNY community. So I just wanted to thank you. We're thrilled. And now on to my own thrilled person. I am really thrilled to present to you this evening Eric Weitz. He is our Dean of Humanities and Arts, and he's also a professor of history at the City College of New York. We were very thrilled to recruit Eric from the University of Minnesota, where he was Distinguished McKnight University Professor of History and the Arsham and Charlotte Avanesian Chair in the College of Liberal Arts. He's trained in modern European and German history, but his recent work has truly extended to the history and politics of international human rights and crimes against humanity. He has been a leading force, both nationally and internationally, in this area. All of his letters uniformly lauded his brilliance, the fact that he is truly a visionary in the field and a leader in the field. And for us at City College, he has really helped to transform the college's view on human rights, to bring it to the forefront. He's been part of developing collaborations between our divisions and schools within the college and City College to put its focus on human rights and bringing international scholars from everywhere of all kinds, just as Professor Theo Harris talked about, all different viewpoints to come and to sit among our colleagues and our students here at City College and at CUNY, to be able to discuss, to debate collegially, and to come away much enriched and much greater for the experience. And Eric, you have been a leader in that area for us. Many major publications and works. These include the Weimar Germany, Promise and Tragedy, A Century of Genocide, Utopias of Race and Nation, and Creating German Communism between 1890 and 1990, all published by Princeton's University Press. Most recently, he co-edited Empires, Coexistence and Violence in the German, Habsburg, Russian, and Ottoman Borderlands, which is an Indiana University Press, which was the result of a multi-year international study and interdisciplinary project. He has worked and developed a book series with Princeton University Press and called Human Rights and Crimes Against Humanities, and Eric is currently writing A World Divided, A Global History of Nations and Human Rights from the Age of Revolution to the Present. When you joined us, Eric, one of the things that impressed me most as coming as dean is you insisted that you needed to maintain your absolute presence and dedication to your scholarship. You are a role model for our faculty, a role model for our students, and a leader at City College, and I am thrilled that you have joined us and to present him today.
Thank you very, very much, President Koiko, for that very nice introduction. And I am thrilled to be named a distinguished professor. I thank very much the board, Chancellor Milliken, and again, President Koiko. As you heard, I came to City College 2 years ago. I had lived in Minnesota for over 25 years. The last run of my professional career was at the University of Minnesota. I had very happy and productive years there, but I was overjoyed that City College made me an offer and brought me back to New York City, where I had grown up. My father was a 1940 graduate of City College. Like so many others, so many CCNY and CUNY students, he was the first in his generation to attend college and receive a degree. He was a proud CCNY alumnus his entire life. My only regret is that my parents died before the opportunity came for me to come to City College as dean. My oldest brother did an MA in history at City College and then a PhD at the Grad Center. My other brother went to the High School of Music and Art in the old days when it was up on the campus at CCNY. So I have a long and deep family connection to City College and CUNY. I skipped it for a little while. You know, I needed to get out of the house, so I went to SUNY. Binghamton was about as far as family circumstances would let me get away, but I came back very, very happily. I like to think that there is a connection between my work as dean now and my scholarly work as a historian. As you heard, in the last 10, 15 years, my scholarly research and writing, academic and public presentations have focused especially on human rights, on the opportunities that people in some settings get to exercise rights and to influence, to shape their society, the society around them. At CCNY and CUNY, we give students opportunities. And as you all know, and I know, come to know so intimately, students of the most diverse backgrounds possible. I've also, in the last 10 or 15 years, researched and written about the opposite. That is, forms of discrimination in the worst cases of ethnic cleansings and genocides, when distinct population groups, so often minorities, are utterly deprived of life chances. CCNY and CUNY stand at the opposite pole from that, the complete opposite pole. We, again, provide students with opportunities, students of every background conceivable. We open the world to them. We try to make them engaged citizens of New York City, New York State, the nation, and the world. And I'm thrilled to be a part of the CUNY enterprise, to work as best as I can, both as dean and as a historian, to promote those goals that CUNY represents so vibrantly. Thank you.
Interim President Robinson will now introduce Professor, or go over Professor Wallstreicher, who was unable to be with us today.
Yes, thank you very much. Very briefly, David Wallstreicher is an internationally acclaimed scholar of the early American Republic. He earned his PhD in American Studies at Yale, and his research interests include political history, cultural history, slavery, and anti-slavery. He comes to the Graduate Center from Temple, having previously taught at Yale and Notre Dame. In addition to authoring numerous articles and book reviews, he's also written 3 widely acclaimed books and edited 4 volumes. His first book, In the Midst of Perpetual Fates, The Making of American Nationalism, 1776 to 1820, won the prestigious Jamestown Prize for the best first book in early American history. Professor Wallstreicher's peers view him as a leader in their discipline, a path-breaking, brilliant, and innovative scholar whose work is rightly infused by concerns with contemporary culture and national politics. His most recent book, Slavery's Constitution from Revolution to Ratification tackles a subject of enduring significance, the Constitution's compromises with slavery. We are truly fortunate to be joined by such an accomplished historian and intellectual.
Thank you. We also had another candidate in President Gises. Will you introduce Professor Tambouri, who was out of the country and could not be with us today?
It is a great privilege for me to introduce distinguished Professor Anthony Tambouri of the Queen's College Department of European Languages and Literatures and Dean of the John D. Calandra Italian-American Institute. Professor Tambouri is regarded as pioneer in the field of Italian-American studies and a leading scholar of modern Italian literature and culture. Dr. Tambouri is the author or editor of 30 books, has published roughly 90 journal articles or book chapters, and has presented close to 200 conference papers. The Calandra Institute, under his leadership, supports a variety of well-organized publication venues, conferences, grant activities, counseling services, and research programs. Dr. Tambouri is in sum an extraordinary researcher, author, and advocate for the cause of Italian and Italian-American studies. Mr. Chairman, Dr. Tambouri, as we heard, has a teaching engagement out of the country and has asked me to thank the board for the honor you have bestowed upon him and the college. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, Mr. Chair, I would like to report briefly on the status of the CUNY Defined Contribution Investment Oversight Task Force. As you know, in January, the board adopted an investment policy statement to guide the university's optional retirement program and tax-deferred annuity plan. A task force was created to begin implementation of that policy, which included initiation of an RFP process to seek an investment advisor with expertise in this area. I am pleased to report that we have conducted a comprehensive procurement activity and are very close to awarding a contract to an investment advisory services firm. The advisor will examine all of CUNY's defined contribution options to determine suitability and make recommendations about how we should proceed. Mr. Chairman, I would like to thank Trustee Martell, Vice Chancellors Waters and Sapienza, and General Counsels Schaefer, as well as their staff, for their dedicated support on this initiative. We will work diligently through the summer and into the fall, and our goal is to have an initial examination completed during the last quarter of 2014. I anticipate that I will be reporting back to the board in the late fall or early first semester of 2015 with our findings and recommendations. Mr. Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We'll turn next to the Committee on Academic Policy, Program, and Research. May I call on Trustee Wellington Chen?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At its June 2nd, 2014 meeting, the committee approved the following policy matters. Calendar number 5A, John Jay College, the Bachelor of Arts in Latin American and Latino Studies. This program is designed to strengthen John Jay's offerings of traditional liberal arts programs focusing on equality and justice. Students will be prepared for a range of entry-level careers in public service and the nonprofit sector, as well as graduate or professional studies. Calendar number item 5B, John Jay College, Bachelor of Science in Cellular and Molecular Biology. The curriculum provides a foundation in basic life sciences and a specific focus in cellular and molecular biology. The program prepares students for entry-level technical positions in biomedical science as well as advanced study. Because this is this college's first degree in the biological sciences, a master plan amendment will be needed to be approved by the state authorities. Calendar number item 5C, Baruch College, Master of Arts in Arts Administration. The proposed program is a result of the collaboration among Baruch College's three schools Although it will be housed in the Weisman School, the curriculum is informed by local market needs and focuses on the essentials of managing diverse type of arts organizations. Students will have access to professional internships and also to a consultancy opportunity in their final semester. Calendar item number 5D, CUNY School of Journalism. Master of Arts in Social Journalism. This innovative program will equip students with the skills necessary to utilize new social tools as platforms for public information and engage with communities in facilitating public discussions and organizing knowledge. The CUNY School of Journalism has already raised $400,000 from private sources and expect to raise at least $500,000 per year to support scholarships and other program expenses. Calendar item number 5E, Borough of Manhattan Community College, Associate of Science in School Health Education. This program will prepare students for seamless transfer to school health education baccalaureate programs that will prepare them for teaching positions in secondary schools. Additionally, students could seek employment in community health education, a rapidly growing field. Calendar number 5F, Hunter College, Bachelor of Science in Human Biology. This multidisciplinary major aims to integrate the biological, psychological, and social-cultural approaches. It will be a good preparation for students intending to pursue graduate study in a number of health-related fields. Calendar number 5G, the City University of New York, change in the university academic policy on military service. This proposed policy facilitates access to CUNY education offerings for military personnel and veterans. This policy provides a comprehensive update of various policies established by the university over the years. Calendar number 5H, York College, establishment of the Department of Nursing. Pursuant to institutional and academic planning and in consultation with the faculty involved, York College proposes to establish a Department of Nursing. Establishment of this new Department of Nursing will provide the means for efficient maintenance of curriculum and accreditation standards, faculty development, and the development of new nursing programming in response to the health industry needs. This action was taken pursuant to normal procedures for realignment and renaming of departments, including consultation with the faculty involved and presentation to the York College Senate on March 25, 2014. Calendar number 5I, York College, renaming of the School of Health and Behavioral Sciences. Pursuant to institutional academic planning and in consultation with the school's department and the faculty involved, York College proposes to rename the School of Health and Behavioral Sciences as the School of Health Sciences and Professional Programs. This will better reflect the school's academic composition, which includes health sciences, teacher education, and social work professional preparation. This action was taken pursuant to the normal procedures for realignment and renaming of departments, including consultation with the faculty involved and presentation to the York College Senate on March 25, 2014. Item number 5A through 5I were approved by the committee, and I recommend their approval by the board.
I'll second those items. Are there questions for the committee on any of the items in number 5? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstentions? Those items carry.
Chairman Smith, I also wish to take this opportunity to present on behalf of all of us a resolution of appreciation for Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Alexandra Logue. I would like to move and read the following resolution. Resolution of appreciation, Dr. Alexandra W. Logue. Whereas Dr. Alexandra Logue served as Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost since April 28 of 2009, and whereas Dr. Lowe was previously appointed by the Board of Trustees as Interim Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost effective June 9, 2008, and whereas Dr. Lowe has previously served as Special Advisor and Associate University Provost to Chancellor Matthew Goldstein starting in January 2007, And whereas Dr. Lowe has been Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of New York Institute of Technology, Dean of Weizmann School of Arts and Sciences at Baruch College, and Chair of the Department of Psychology, Associate Dean of Social and Behavioral Sciences at SUNY Stony Brook. And whereas Dr. Lowe holds a AB in Psychology magna cum laude and a PhD in Experimental Psychology from Harvard University, and she is the author of 2 books and numerous scholarly articles in her major research area of learning and motivation. And whereas under Dr. Lowe's leadership, major academic initiatives were developed and created, including those leading to new CUNY schools and colleges, such as the Stella and Charles Gutman Community College and the CUNY School of Public Health. And whereas at the request of Chancellor Matthew Gosselin, Dr. Lowe convened a CUNY Tobacco Policy Advisory Committee in spring of 2010 to consider, with additional help from the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, successfully expanded the existing university policy in 2011 to better protect the health of CUNY students, faculty, and staff. A policy that promotes basic values of 21st century American higher education, cultivating respect for others, emphasizing the importance of health and wellness, supporting environmental sustainability, and preparing students for professional success in increasing tobacco-free workplaces. And whereas at the request of Chancellor Matthew Goldstein, in spring of 2011, Dr. Lowe began working on a revised general education framework and transfer credit policy to enhance the progress of CUNY's large number of transfer students to create clear curricular pathways for students who move among or within any of the CUNY's colleges. And she coordinated the monumental amount of work by the faculty and staff on all the campuses to complete the Pathways Initiative. And whereas Dr. Lowe led the Office of Academic Affairs with exemplary dedication, integrity, and an enduring commitment to the education mission of the City University of New York. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York expresses its heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Alexandra Lowe for her exemplary dedication and distinguished leadership to the City University of New York. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that. All in favor, applaud.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else to report?
No, that concludes my reports, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. The motion has been adopted unanimously. Thank you very much. I'd like to now call on the Committee on Facilities and Planning to report. I'll ask the committee chair, Frida Foster, to present these items.
Thank you. The Committee on Facility Planning and Management considered 6 items at its meeting of June 2nd, 2014. These action items are listed in this board meeting in this board meeting's calendar items 6A through 6F. 6A, Lehman College Nursing Education Research and Practice Center to authorize the City University Construction Fund to execute a consultant contract to an architect for a professional design contract for an amount not to exceed $3 million and a consultant contract to a construction manager for pre-construction services for an amount not to exceed $350,000 for the Lehman College Nursing Education Research and Practice Center. The new center will be a 40,000 gross square foot building adjacent to Davis Hall. The new building is needed because Lehman's nursing program, currently housed in a temporary building slated for demolition, has experienced growth far exceeding projections. The design and the construction management contract shall be awarded to the firm ranked highest during an interview process of firms expressing interest to the request for qualifications developed by the City University of New York's Central Office of Design, Construction, and Management. The contract shall be chargeable to New York State Capital Construction Funds for an amount not to exceed $3,350,000 $1,000. The contracts shall be subject to an approval as to form by the University Office of the General Counsel. 6B, Queens College construction contract to build new roof over lower and upper portions of South Wing and Remsen Hall. To authorize the City University Construction Fund to execute a construction contract on behalf of Queens College to build a new roof over the lower and upper portions of the South Wing and Remsen Hall. The contract costs shall be chargeable to the New York State Capital Construction Funds for an amount not to exceed $1,857,864. The contract shall be subject to approval as to form by the University Office of the General Counsel. 6C, Queens College reconstruction of steam line system. To authorize the City University Construction Fund to execute a construction contract on behalf of the Queens College to reconstruct the steam line system. These steam lines provide heat and hot water from the central boiler plant. A recent study showed the system has leaking joints, structural failure of pipe supports, and other problems needing remediation. The contract cost shall be chargeable to the New York State Capital Construction Fund for an amount not to exceed $3,500,000. The contract shall be subject to approval as to form by the University Office of the General Counsel. 6D, Queens College continuation of support agreement for financing of the summit, the Queens College Residence Hall. In the form of a to authorize the continued provision of credit support for the Queens College Residence Hall, the summit, in the form of a support agreement covering shortfalls in debt service and certain other guarantees and indemnities, collectively the guarantees, and authorizes the General Counsel to execute any documents necessary or related or which may be required in connection with the guarantees, the project and the project refinancing, and to authorize the General Counsel to negotiate, approve as to form, and execute agreements with Queens College, the Queens College Special Projects Fund, and Q Student Residences, LLC, and any other necessary parties related to CUNY's support. This resolution will authorize the continued credit support by CUNY, therefore securing low interest rates for the bonds and long-term financial stability for the project. 6E, Queens College upgrade of bathrooms to meet ADA requirements. To authorize the City University Construction Fund to execute a construction contract on behalf of Queens College to upgrade existing bathrooms to meet ADA accessibility requirements. The existing bathrooms at Fitzgerald Gymnasium, Dining Hall and Dining Hall Addition, King Hall, and Rathus Hall are not handicapped accessible. The contract shall be awarded to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder after public advertisement and sealed bidding pursuant to law and university regulations. The total cost of the contract shall be chargeable to New York State Capital Construction Funds for an amount not to exceed $1,235,800. The contract shall be subject to approval as to form by the University Office of the General Counsel. 6F, York College retro commissioning, design, purchase, and installation of HVAC and control systems at the Performing Arts Center, Health and Physical Education Complex, and a portion of the Academic Core building. To authorize the City University Construction Fund to execute a purchase order on behalf of York College with the firm of Simmons Industry Incorporated for services to retro commission, design, purchase, and install required HVAC systems and controls in the Performing Arts Center, Health and Physical Education Complex, and a portion of the Academic Core building under the existing New York State Office of General Services contract. The total cost of the purchase order shall be chargeable to New York State Capital Construction Funds for an amount not to exceed $1 million. The contract shall be subject to approval as to form by the University Office of the General Counsel. I hereby request your approval of these calendar items.
Thank you very much. I'll second that. Is there any discussion at all on any of the items from A to F? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Thank you very much. It carries. We'll now move on to the, is there anything else to report?
That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you very much for your report. We'll now move on to the Committee on Student Affairs and Special Programs. The committee chair, Kyle Robles Roman, will present these items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Committee on Student Affairs and Special Programs has 4 items for the board's approval. The committee met on June 2nd and approved calendar items 7A through 7D. The first, calendar item 7A, approval of the Brooklyn College student activity fee, re-earmarking and increase, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, day session. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees and the City University of New York approves the student activity fee increase and re-earmarking for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences day session. An explanation for the recommended increase is included in the calendar. Mr. Chairman, that includes my report on calendar item 7A. I ask for a vote on this calendar item.
I'll second that. Any discussion by anybody on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Thank you very
One
much.
opposed with
Harris?
comment? One
Yes,
opposed with
please.
comment. The elected student government of daytime at Brooklyn College does not support the increase.
Okay, thank you very much for that commentary. It is noted. Again, we already asked, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It passes. And next item?
Calendar item 7B, approval of the New York City College of Technology establishment of summer session student activity fee. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York approves the New York City College of Technology establishment of a summer session student activity fee. An explanation for the recommended fee is included in the calendar. Mr. Chairman, that includes my report on calendar item 7B.
Thank you very much. I'll second that. Any discussion on that item? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
In favor
Yes.
with the comment.
Yes.
The elected student government at City Tech supports the increase.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other abstentions? So you're abstaining?
No, I'm supporting.
You're
In favor,
supporting?
yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, it passes. I hear it passes. Next item?
Thank you.
Which is,
Calendar item
C?
7C, approval of the Queens College student activity fee increase for shuttle bus service. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York approves the Queens College student activity fee increase for a shuttle bus service. An explanation for the recommended fee increase is included in the calendar. Mr. Chairman, that includes my report on calendar item C, and I ask for a vote on this calendar item.
I happily second that. Any discussion on that item? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
In favor with the comment again.
Yes, please. Thank you.
And I would like to thank Vice President from Queens College and all the student governments for their patience and all the meetings that they have to go through just to discuss this matter. And I speak in favor of the fee increase, as does the student government, elected student government at Queens College. And we hope that it achieves the mission that we have insightful.
Thank you very much, Trustee Ashard. Abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you, Cassis. And the next item?
Calendar item 7D, approval of the City University of New York's medical amnesty Good Samaritan policy. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York approves the City University of New York medical amnesty Good Samaritan policy. An explanation for the recommended policy is included in the calendar. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report on calendar item 7D, and I ask for a vote on this calendar item.
And thank you. I'll second that. Any discussion on that item? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It passes. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, that includes my report.
Thank you very much for that report.
That concludes the public, the business of this public meeting, which I will now adjourn. We're going into an executive session, and we will reconvene in public, another public meeting following the executive session. I would like to call this second public session of the day to order. We have three appointments
first resolution concerning the designation of the president for Queens College. Resolved that Felix Matos Rodriguez be designated as president as of August 28th, at a compensation to be recommended by the Chancellor to the Board, subject to financial availability. Explanation. The search committee, which was chaired by me as Vice Chairman, at the conclusion of an extensive national search, recommended 4 finalists for the presidency of Queens College. The Chancellor is recommending Felix V. Matos Rodriguez as president. Dr. Matos Rodriguez is currently the president of Ostos Community College. Prior to that position, Dr. Matos Rodriguez was Cabinet Secretary, the Department of Family Services, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, Head Advisor on Health and Social Welfare to the Governor, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and a member of the faculty and director of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies at Hunter College, CUNY. He has authored, edited, co-authored, or co-edited 6 books with a primary focus on the history of Puerto Rican women. Dr. Matos Rodriguez holds a BA in Latin American Studies from Yale University, an MA and Master's in Philosophy, and a PhD in History from Columbia University. We are very pleased to present this resolution.
Second the resolution. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations, Phalo. Phalo, just let me say it's good to have another Yale man in the in the leadership of CUNY. Would you like to make a few comments?
Thank you, Chairman Smith, and I would like to express my gratitude to the Board of Trustees, to Chancellor Milliken, to the Queen's Presidential Search Committee for honoring me with this appointment. I look forward to joining the vibrant community of students, faculty, staff, and alumni that have made Queens College a beacon of excellence, opportunity, and innovation throughout the years. I would also want to thank the Board of Trustees and the members of the Chancellery for their support during the past 5 years at Ostos. I also take this opportunity to thank my colleagues at Ostos, particularly members of my cabinet, half of them are sitting there in the back, for being an indispensable part of the school's success. In the spirits of the Queens College motto, we learn so that we might serve, I pledge to put all the experience and learning of my scholarly, administrative, and public sector career at the service of an institution that has and will continue to serve Queens, New York City, and the nation with the highest standards of excellence and dedication. I thank you for the opportunity to serve, and I thank the Board of Trustees for this second vote of confidence. I look forward to becoming a member of the Queens campus community for many years to come. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I can just briefly thank their members of the search committee, students, faculty, administrators who assisted in this particular search, and this could not have been possible. Some of them are in the audience, and just want to publicly thank them for their work, their partnership in bringing this to fruition. It could not have happened without their dedication, their honesty, their truthfulness, and their hard work.
Thank you very much. May I now call on Trustee Peter Pantaleo to present a resolution?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolved that Chase F. Robinson be designated President of the CUNY Graduate School and the University Center as of July 1, 2014, at a compensation to be recommended by the Chancellor to the Board, subject to financial ability. Explanation. The search committee, chaired by myself, at the conclusion of an extensive national search, recommended 4 finalists for the presidency of the CUNY Graduate School and University Center. The Chancellor is recommending Dr. Chase F. Robinson as president. Dr. Robinson is currently the interim president of the CUNY Graduate School and University Center, where he was previously the provost and senior vice president for academic affairs. Prior to joining the CUNY Graduate School and University Center, he was chairman of the Board of Faculty of Oriental Studies at Oxford University. Dr. Robinson is an expert in early Islamic history and has edited 5 books and authored numerous monographs and research articles. He holds an A.B. from Brown University and a Ph.D. from the Department of Near Eastern Languages and Civilization at Harvard University.
I'd like to second the motion. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, abstentions? Congratulations, Chase.
Thank you very much. I'll be very brief. Trustee Pantaleo, members of the Board of Trustees, Chairman Schmidt, Chancellor Milliken, members of the Search Committee, of course, colleagues with whom I have served now for some time. I am deeply grateful to all of you for this expression of support and confidence. It has been one of the singular pleasures of my professional life to serve at the Graduate Center. And I did so as provost with all of the support, some of which I deserve, some of which I didn't, that one could possibly wish for. And I undertake publicly to members of the Board of Trustees and, of course, colleagues at the Graduate Center that I will do my utmost to preserve the extraordinary institution that the Graduate Center is, indeed, to even attain greater heights of distinction. So thank you very much. I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to now call on Trustee Wellington Chen to present a resolution.
Thank you. Kingsborough Community College designation of president. Resolved that Farley Herzog be designated president of Kingsborough Community College as of September 1st, 2014, at a compensation to be recommended by the Chancellor to the Board, subject to financial ability. Explanation. The search committee chaired by me at the conclusion of extensive national search recommended 3 finalists for the presidency of Kingsborough Community College. The Chancellor is recommending Farley Herzog as president. Mr. Herzog has most recently been interim president of 2 colleges within the Los Angeles Community College District, Los Angeles Harbor College and East Los Angeles College. Previously, he had been the Vice President for Academic Affairs for the Desert Community College District and the interim provost of Pacific Coast Campus and Dean of School Trades and Industrial Technology of the Long Beach Community College District. Mr. Herzog earned a Bachelor of Science from the City College of New York following his attendance at Brooklyn College and a Master of Arts and Administrative Service credential 2nd tier from California State University, Long Beach.
I'd like to second the motion. Is there any comment, questions? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations, Dr. Herzog.
I'd like to start off by thanking the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Milliken, the senior staff, Chancellor senior staff, the Search Committee, Kingsborough Community College Search Committee, and Chair Mr. Wellington Chan. I cannot thank you enough for this privilege to serve the Kingsborough Community College family. It is truly an honor. As some of you may know, I'm first-generation American, first in my family to graduate college, and I'm a product of the CUNY system. I went to Brooklyn College, I went to CCNY, and I know Mr. Chen, I think we were close in years, possibly. You in the architecture program.
down the hill.
I certainly would not be sitting here in a suit and tie this evening if it wasn't for what CUNY afforded me. CUNY afforded me open access, low-cost, quality education, and CUNY afforded me to live the American dream. And I can assure you that you've put Kingsborough Community College in good hands. I assure you that students' best interest will always be first, and that there will be tremendous collaborative spirit on campus, all input valued, and we will move, even though we're number 4 in the nation, and I know that's a tough act to follow, but there's still room to be number 1 in the nation. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now we have 2 resolutions of appreciation to consider. May I? One more comment.
One more comment.
Please.
I thanked a lot of people, but we're moving from California after 34 years of living there, and I must thank my wife. Yeah, all the committees were important, and all the interviews were extremely important, but that was the toughest committee to get past. So, thank you.
Thank you.
He almost missed his dinner.
May I call on Trustee Rita DiMartino?
Thank you. This is a resolution of appreciation, Dr. Evangelist John Gieses. Whereas Dr. Evangelos John Gieses became the interim president of Queens College on January 1st, 2014, and whereas during his career at the university, he has previously serving as acting president at Hostos Community College from September 1, 1976 to February 1, 1977, as interim president at Borough of Manhattan Community College from August 1, 1985 to August 31, 1986, and as interim president at Hunter College from September 1, 1976 to February 1, 1977, and whereas Dr. Gieses has held many other high-level positions at CUNY, including Dean of Faculty at Hostos Community College, Vice President for Administration at Hunter College, and Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Queens College, and whereas following his first retirement in 2001, Dr. Gieses continued his association with the university, providing his academic perspective on the implementation of CUNY First and Pathways, and whereas Dr. Gieses holds a BS in chemistry from Athens University and earned an MS in food science and a PhD in food science and biochemistry, both at Oregon State University, therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York expresses its heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Evangelist John Gieses for his exemplary dedication and distinguished leadership of over 40 years and for recently serving as interim president of Queens College. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion? All in favor, please applaud. Evangelist, any comments?
Thank you very much for this wonderful statement of appreciation. And I must tell you that I enjoyed these appointments in all the colleges where I have been, you know, in the 4 colleges there. And I would like to thank all the people who help in this effort, and tolerate the time that I serve as interim president in the colleges. Thank you.
May I now call on Trustee Joe Loda?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a resolution of appreciation for Dr. Stuart Suss. Whereas Dr. Stuart Suss became the interim president of Kingsborough Community College on September 1st, 2013, and prior to this appointment, he served as the college's vice president for academic affairs and provost. And whereas Dr. Suss also served as interim president of Kingsborough Community College from December 19, 2011 through March 9, 2012, and with over 30 years of experience in key leadership positions at the college, including as dean and then as provost, he was the college's first director of collaborative and special programs. Dr. Suss was responsible for the development, implementation, and supervision of such path-breaking programs as the College Now program and the Family College, and was the college's chief academic officer since 1999. And whereas Dr. Suss has a distinguished academic background in the field of history, he holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from the City College of New York, a Master of Arts and a Doctor of Philosophy from New York University, and as a specialist in the field of Latin American and Caribbean history, he is a tenured member of the Department of History, Philosophy, and Political Science at Kingsborough Community College. And whereas, together with Hostos Community College President Felix Matos Rodriguez, he participated as an invited member of the 2014 White House Summit meetings on the future of higher education, and together with Vice Chancellor Jillian Small and Brooklyn College President Karen Gould, he worked on the establishment of a CUNY-led consortium to create a new Jamaica-based Science and Resilience Institute, a top-tier research center promoting an understanding of resilience in urban ecosystems, with Columbia, Cornell, the NASA Goddard Space Center, Rutgers, Stony Brook, and the Stevens Institute as partners, among others, and which received significant support from the Rockefeller Foundation. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York expresses its heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Stuart Suss for his exemplary dedication and distinguished leadership over 3 decades, and for serving for the second time as the interim president at Kingsborough Community College.
I'd like to second the motion. All in favor, please applaud. Dr. Suss?
I'll be brief. I want to thank the members of the Board of Trustees and Chairman Schmidt and Chancellor Milliken for the opportunity to crown my career with a year as president. It has been a wonderful experience, and it has been a wonderful learning experience. Kingsborough is a very special college, and it is a very dedicated staff that has supported me this entire year and has worked with me and has helped me get through the year without an incident, Alan. Thank you for reminding me of that. And I'm very pleased that many of these people are going to be staying on and supporting our new president, and we're working with him to make Kingsborough #1. Thank you again for this privilege. I deeply appreciate it.
That concludes our public business for this last meeting. I do want to wish everyone a happy and productive, and I hope in some cases even a restful summer, and I look forward to seeing you all in September. This meeting's adjourned.